Live from the news station, this is 7 News at 5:30.
First tonight at 5:30, a clue into a store shooting in South Florida. Police hoping someone caught on camera helps them crack the case. Good evening, everyone. The suspects wanted money.
But they wound up almost taking a man's life. 7's Derek Hayward is live on the scene in Pompano Beach to pick up the story from here. Derek?
Right, Tom. They almost took his life, and when you see this videotape, you have to wonder why. It's almost as if they came in the store already planning to try to kill him. Fortunately, they didn't. The 34-year-old store clerk remains in critical condition after he was robbed and shot inside this Pompano Beach store last night. And now, investigators hope you can help to catch the gunman. Monday night about 7:30, the Dollar Plus discount store, 162 North Powerline in Pompano Beach. 34-year-old Salim Sabur is behind the counter.
This other fella comes in. We're trying to figure out whether he's involved or whether he's just a customer. We need to talk to him too. He comes in, he hands the clerk a dollar bill or something, so the clerk will open the register. Now in walks this fella and shoots him immediately.
It didn't look like there was even a give me your money or your life exchange there. It was so quick.
No, it looks as if the gunman just walks in and with the weapon out and just fires one time directly at this victim. Doesn't look like there was time for even give me the money demand.
Salim, known as Sal to his customers, is shot once, shattering his collarbone, and he loses a lot of blood, but survives.
The community loves him because he's such a nice gentleman, you know, and he's always there to help everyone out.
At the scene, police are helped by neighborhood kids who recover one of the ski masks used by the robbers.
More people in this community need to step up and say what they see. You know, all too often, you know, folks don't want to be involved, and when we don't get involved, more folks begin to get hurt.
So if you know something and you want to get involved, the number to call to Broward County Crime Stoppers, 954-493-TIPS. Remain anonymous and still get up to $1,000 in reward money. Live in Pompano Beach, Derek Hayward, 7 News.
Several teens in trouble after a police pursuit. The kids running from the law after cops say they were shooting street signs with a BB gun in Opelika. All 7 suspects bailing out of the vehicle and were quickly caught. No charges have been filed. A suspicious package causing concern in Hallandale Beach. 7 Skyforce over the scene after a store owner found a plastic container with wires sticking out. Officers evacuating the area around Federal Highway and Northeast 1st Street and shutting down the roads. The bomb squad called in and eventually gave the all clear.
A toddler taking a frightening fall. The little boy tumbling out of a second-story window, and incredibly, this child survives. Out live now to the scene in Fort Lauderdale, and 7's Diane Fernandez. Diane?
Lynn, not only did this baby boy survive, he wasn't even injured. A fact neighbors and even this mother call a miracle when you consider this baby boy fell out of that window some 15 feet down.
God have his angels protecting the babies 24/24.
There's no doubt this 19-month-old baby boy is lucky to be alive.
The baby was sent to the hospital. The baby had a medical scan, was sent to the CAT scan from head to toe. The baby came out 100%.
Amazingly, he suffered no broken bones, not a bump or a bruise, his mother says, after falling out of this second-story window some 15 feet to the ground.
From the look on his body, I don't know how he hit it, but he don't have no scratch marks from nowhere on his body.
This mother knows how fortunate she is.
Fortunate. Very blessed. Very blessed.
But she wouldn't go into details about what happened around 8:30 Tuesday morning inside her Fort Lauderdale apartment. She'd only say she was in the bathroom and left her 1- and 2-year-old boys playing near this window.
It looked like one of the smaller kids was hitting them in the back.
Neighbor Stephanie Gordon was standing outside when she saw the boys playing 1 minute, the baby falling the next.
He ended up coming out the window and grabbed the screen of the window. And when he grabbed the screen of the window to catch balance, He was slipping and he fell and hit the AC on the bottom floor.
Although Gordon says she saw the baby hit this AC unit, his mother doubts that happened. If it did, it left no injuries. After a thorough checkup, he is back home, the sweet smile on his face, a relief to all who know and love him. So tonight, a very lucky boy back here at home in Fort Lauderdale. Police, by the way, have investigated the fall. They have deemed it an accident. In Fort Lauderdale, Dan Fernandez, 7 News.
Coming in off the satellites tonight, an industrial building in Indiana going up in flames. Firefighters battling the blaze since the wee hours of the morning. The intense heat causing part of the building to collapse. 2 people were injured. Officials say arson may be to blame. Take a look at that. A South Carolina bridge reduced to rubble. Engineers blowing up the 500-foot structure, which has stood across a river for 40 years. A new $600 million replacement bridge has already been built.
A father giving his daughter the keys to a car for her birthday, but she was years away from turning 16, and turns out letting her drive turns out to be a dangerous decision. 7 Sharon Melton in the Newsplex with the reason. Sharon?
Well, plain and simple, that daughter nowhere near the legal driving age. And instead of singing happy birthday to her, her father is singing the Jailhouse Blues. A few years ago, Jerica was driving a big wheel, but when she turned 11, she got to drive this, a PT Cruiser. The birthday drive, a gift from the little girl's father.
He went to his daughter's friend's house to pick her up, to bring her over to his place to play with his daughter.
He pulled out of here, went around the block, pulled back onto Faulkner Street, and he asked her, "Are you ready to drive?"
And then they were off, with the birthday girl in the driver's seat, racing down several city blocks in Jamestown, New York. Police thought the person behind the wheel was drunk due to the erratic driving. So imagine their surprise when they got a good look inside the vehicle.
She was quite nervous and apprehensive at the get-go, and I'm assured, or I would assume, felt pressured into the situation.
The child's father, Richard Tyler, arrested, and her mother simply stunned when cops told her the news.
I was told that there was almost 2 accidents in the short time that she was driving.
On top of it all, officers say Tyler doesn't even have a driver's license.
It's frustrating to see something like this.
There could have been a serious accident and I could have lost my daughter. And I'm really upset. And I hope he realizes that this was a big mistake on his part.
And it's not over for Tyler either. He's charged with endangering the welfare of a child, and police say he could face even more charges. Live in the Newsplex, Sharon Melton, 7 News.
Much more ahead tonight on 7 News. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock tonight. Confrontation in the court. So a woman once accused of killing her husband, now accused of causing more trouble. And a judge has 2 words for her.
Police on the defense after a teen says they went way too far. We are live.
Plus, a little girl on the brink of death and another life-changing visit to South Florida.
But first at 5:30, a dog back where it belongs after being separated by a storm, and the owners are simply blown away. Happy indeed. We're coming back.
You're watching 7 News at 5:30 with Lynn Martinez and Tom Haynes. And weather with Chief Meteorologist Phil Farrow.
Seven News brought to you in part by Home Discovery. Home Discovery will sell your home fast for only 2%. Whether you're buying or selling, call Home Discovery and save.
A heartwarming reunion a year in the making. A Florida family's doggone depressing ordeal coming to an amazing end. The relatives losing a precious pet during a hurricane.
Yeah, and they never thought this dog was ever going to come back. 7's Belkis DeRay has the heartwarming story. Thank goodness she's in the Newsplex. Belkis?
Yeah, guys, you know, we've seen a lot more than our fair share of storms the past 2 seasons, and we've heard countless heartbreaking stories from those who lost so much. But now, the story of some storm victims getting back a precious item they lost. The Cable family from Palm Beach has waited more than a year, but the last few minutes inside the Palm Beach airport seems like an eternity. Then, the big arrival. Hi, Buddy, the golden retriever, instantly recognized his family from inside his crate. He couldn't wait to get out, and when he did, his tail wouldn't stop wagging.
I feel really good today because I get my dog back.
Cody Cable finally has his playmate back, more than a year after he went missing after Hurricane Jean.
Fence went down, you know, we let him out to go to the bathroom, and he just went a little bit further than he should have.
That is an understatement. Somehow Buddy ended up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. An animal shelter realized who he belonged to because of a pet microchip. When Deborah got the call Buddy was found, she thought it was a joke.
After a year, I kind of gave up hope, you know. I didn't think we'd ever see him again.
As you can see, it wasn't a joke, and Buddy is back.
He's going to stay in the house now with us, and he's back home where he's supposed to be.
Look at that face. Buddy's a little bit thinner than when he left, but the family says little TLC, couple of extra treats here and there. He won't stay thin for long. In the Plex, I'm Belkis Nure, 7 News.
Gotta fatten him up. Thanks, Bel.
Little guy. All right, still ahead tonight from the Newsplex. It's happened again. Another python on the loose trying to eat a South Florida man's possession.
Plus, a life lesson every child should learn, teaching your kids how to stay safe on the street in tonight's Parent to Parent.
And Brad Pitt fighting back against the paparazzi by turning the camera on them. We will explain.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Craig Stevens. Coming up all new here at 6 o'clock tonight, a little girl making big progress after nearly losing her life. She has South Florida doctors to thank for that. We'll have the story. Also, her hometown battered by Hurricane Katrina, but evidence tonight residents are trying to bounce back as Carmel Cafaro heads back to the bayou. All this and so much more. I hope to join Belkis and me. The news continues right here on 7 News at 6.
Kids are told never to talk to strangers, but what does that really mean to you? And what does it mean to your child? Every day, more than 2,000 kids are reporting missing in this country. Every day. In tonight's Parent to Parent, how moms and dads can teach their sons and daughters to be street smart.
Hey, remember me? Why don't you come with me? No, come with me. Come on, come with me.
What's going on here? Is this child throwing a tantrum, or is he really in danger? If you saw something like that happen, would you know what to do? Better yet, if it was your kid in danger, would he know what to do?
If someone came up to me and just grabbed me, I wouldn't just do nothing. You can say no and scream at them.
Mariah, Ashley, Stasa, and Jordan might be kids, but they're not too young to fight off a bad stranger.
Go poke them in the eyes and go, no, 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 you're not my mom.
That's just one of the lessons these kids are learning at Resist Aggression Defensively, or RAD Kids class at the Davie Police Department.
Unfortunately, you see too often children who get abducted, and I just wanted to make sure that my children, whether they're my own personal children or children that I teach in class, that they're kept safe.
Instructor and Jordan's mom, Tiffany Richards, teaches the kids how to avoid abduction.
We have a 3-second rule that you should not be more than 3 seconds away from mom or dad.
How to spot a stranger, and what to do if they're encountered with one face to face.
It's not necessarily a fighting. We teach them vulnerable parts of the body to at least, stun the aggressor for a second or two to be able to escape the situation.
7 parenting expert Dr. Sally says parents must start stranger danger training when their children are toddlers. Begin by explaining to your child there are good and bad strangers.
If you see a person come up to you and talk to you when you are not with an adult, then be careful.
Set up a secret safety code word or phrase.
That code word will be a signal to your child that this is not a stranger, that this is a friend of the family.
If attacked, scream loudly. Dr. Sally also says scatter your belongings. Then seek out a building to run to, or an adult behind a cash register or in a uniform who you can ask for help. Never get into a stranger's car. Most important, tell your child to trust their instincts. That's exactly what Mariah, Ashley, and Stasa and Jordan now have. Great instincts, and they know how to fight back.
Now I know what to do, and I know new techniques.
And remember, this conversation you have with your child is ongoing. One more tip, always keep an up-to-date photograph with your child's current height, weight, and of course, fingerprints. If you want more information about the RAD Kids class, or you have a concern you think Dr. Sally can help you with, send us an email to parent@WSVN.com.
This is a 7 News alert out of Fort Lauderdale. Live pictures from 7 Skyforce over a major accident on I-95. 7's Dave Cartoonan standing by live at the news desk with more. Dave?
Yeah, Tom, we're watching these pictures with you. We understand that a child may have suffered some neck injuries in this crash. This is the southbound on-ramp on Sunrise Boulevard to get onto I-95, and you can see there that traffic has slowed down considerably in the area, and Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue are on the scene. At this point, it looks like traffic is still moving southbound and on that on-ramp. So if you are headed out of work or if you're expecting someone home, that on-ramp is still accessible as you see that big truck go by the accident scene. However, it does look like there are considerable delays as Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue tries to mop up this scene and deal with what has happened there. That's the latest live at the news desk. Dave Cartoonan, 7 News.
Now, time for 7 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Phil Vero.
Partly cloudy skies all over South Florida, except for you in the lower Keys with some thunderstorms. Right now, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. And if we take a look at the thunderstorm activity right over the Everglades and heading towards the Gulf of Mexico. But for you, from the 7 Mile Bridge all the way down into Boca Chica, we have a line of strong storms moving through, 40-mile-per-hour winds and some lightning. And this is to be the norm for about another 30 to 40 minutes as this area of strong weather makes its way all the way down in through Key West. Now, the reason for this activity, we have high pressure towards the north and a stationary front along the middle Atlantic states, and this is keeping us under a northeasterly flow, bringing us a few storms mainly over the interior and through the Florida Straits. Now, where there is some weather is over the Caribbean Sea, where we have a huge area of low pressure. This is just drawing plenty of moisture over Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and even Puerto Rico. San Juan radar still showing lots of rain coming in through the western part of the island and even through the Virgin Islands. All this activity is heading towards the north. And we made history today for this 2005 hurricane season. Tropical Storm Vince made landfall, the first tropical system ever to strike Spain. It just went right over southern Portugal and then hitting the Iberian Peninsula. Now here's the forecast, just a few sprinkles for tonight, and then tomorrow, isolated showers over Florida. Then we'll be keeping an eye on this low pressure system. We should be bringing plenty of rainfall towards the northeast, but for us, continued nice. Here's the marine forecast, seas of 1 to 2 feet. Tonight, just a few sprinkles. For tomorrow, isolated showers, highs in the low 90s, and your extended outlook nice for Thursday and Friday. That's your 7 and 7 News. We'll be right back.
Lying beside you, hearing the dark, feeling your heartbeat with mine.
Excellent job there. Singers betting on a break in Sin City. They're hoping to hit the Hollywood jackpot. Thousands taking a gamble on American Idol as auditions are held in the final city.
Yeah, and taking the mic, too, right? The competitors hitting both high and low notes. 7's Louis Aguirre has them live from the Plex. Lou?
Oh, boy. Yeah, Idol wannabes is hoping to strike it rich. Some coming up lucky, but others losing out as Idol hit Vegas, baby.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
Idol looking for a hero in Las Vegas, one to take the music world by storm. Some took your breath away.
I just gotta get out of this prison cell.
Others, not so much.
When I'm riding in my car.
Sebron came all the way from Florida, hoping to bring down the house.
Come true, boy, did my...
Las Vegas psychic Bobby May tried to overcome last year's disappointment.
Lying beside you, hearing the dark, feeling your heartbeat with mine.
Yeah, she should have seen this one coming.
Mama!
After hours in line for seconds with a producer, they emerge one by one, some heartbroken.
I don't really want to talk.
Others ecstatic.
I got it. Oh, cool. I'm so excited. It was really cool.
And for those singers talented enough to get through the first round, it's time to ante up in front of the judges, Randy, Paula, and Simon. Good luck, guys. We'll see you in Hollywood.
Is it idol time already? Wow, how time flies. Singers who get a golden ticket for Hollywood, that's to round 3 of the auditions, will belt it out for a shot on the show come December. Then season 5, can you believe it, premieres in January. Where else but right here on 7, your official American Idol station, baby. Live in the Flex, Louis Aguirre, 7 News.
Brad Pitt taking action to solve his paparazzi problem. The star planning to sue anyone who snaps his picture and has ordered his bodyguards to take photos of the shutterbugs as evidence. Pitt enraged after recent pictures were released of him at Angelina Jolie's British estate.
Well, move over, J-Lo and Britney. Another star is getting into the fragrance biz. This guy, girl, guy. Shock rocker Marilyn Manson set to launch his own scent in a bottle. I wonder what that smells like. Manson says a full cosmetic line, of course it is also in the works and should hit stores very soon. Perhaps bras and panties will be next.
Yeah, I don't want to know what that might smell like. The domestic diva, meantime, booked, but not behind bars. Martha Stewart's new self-help guide on store shelves now. The Martha Rules offers tips to readers who want to start their own empire.
All right, that's 7 News at 5:30. Thanks for watching. I'm Lynn Martinez.
And 7 News at 6 starts right now.
Next, a widow back in court, facing off with a boyfriend, but prosecutors hoping to find answers into her husband's murder. The story first on 7.
He was fighting the police, and the police have every right and duty to protect themselves and to take him into custody.
Police offering their side of the story after a teen says they went way too far. Another attack by a python and another animal becoming prey. Plus, a trip home to the Gulf Coast, proving to be both heartbreaking and heartwarming. Carmel Cavero heading back to the bayou. The News at 6 starts now. Live from the news station, this is 7 News at 6.